Hello, welcome to the PhoneWord workshops on Wednesday, March the 18th, 2015. It is 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and this is part 2 of 2 of the open workshops for March. And today we're just going to talk about some of the developments that have happened over the last 30 days or so that might be of interest to folks that are in the area of naming, addressing, and numbering, and basically do a review. I apologize, I'm a little bit under the weather today. So what has happened over the last 30 days is that the Federal Communications Commission has issued the net neutrality order for a free and open internet. And in that order, there are 3 bright line elements that could impact certainly I think the toll-free space for the future. Basically, paid prioritization is probably the biggest element that folks should keep an eye on, because I believe that this will impact the future of toll-free, not toll-free voice, but basically toll-free data. So you should keep an eye on that, and I'm sure we'll be looking at that as that element of the order as the information unfolds, and as more is written about the net neutrality and open internet order as it progresses. The other thing that's happened is, and I'm going to go to screen share here. Hang on just a second. The other thing that's happened is there was a meeting in Texas with the IETF, and that happened a little over a week ago, and there is a group that's working on the what's called the Modern Initiative, and here is a working draft of their problem statement and framework for some of the problems they're working on. I would recommend you take a look at this and review it just to get a sense of where primarily the North American group is looking to experiment in what's next for numbering, particularly telephone numbering. So here is the URL that can connect you, and you can follow along. Also, here is the modern distribution list. Here's the URL for that. If you're interested in joining the distribution list to keep on top of what's with the conversation that's happening regarding what's next for numbering, telephone numbering in particular, in light of the transition from the public switch telephone network into an all internet protocol environment. So in addition, I'm going to switch over to here. There have been PhoneWord workshops that have happened basically last month regarding DNS and blockchain. And I am working on investigating this further. Part of the reason that we have an open set of workshops this month is because I'm continuing to do research and speak with others about what's the possibility of combining DNS, the domain name system, and blockchain. So if you're interested in this area, I recommend you take a look at the workshops that happened in February, as well as this particular presentation. The other thing that's happened is for those of you that might be interested in the FRED platform, which is a free registry for enum and domains, there seems to be some activity in the FRED community. Some people are putting up the FRED platform to manage domains in various parts of the world, and that seems to have picked up in terms of activity a bit. So the last thing that I'll bring up is the AT&T AT&T developer AT&T web RTC API. This is hopefully a topic that we'll be covering in some depth in future workshops. I've reached out to some folks at AT&T, and with any luck at all, we'll have some of the AT&T people that are familiar with the WebRTC API and developer program and beta platform on the April workshops. Could be April, could be May, don't know just yet. And we'll be working on some ways to experiment with this particular platform. And part of the reason that this particular platform is interesting with the WebRTC is because the AT&T seems to have tied in the the PSTN along with WebRTC for some functionality that could be very attractive. So that is about all I have for today. I'm going to stop the screen sharing. And we're going to keep it short today. I apologize for the brief nature of this month's workshops. I can assure you there are some things that are going on behind the scenes that I think you'll find very interesting coming up in the future, and just weren't quite ready to introduce those at this time. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your interest. Please join us again on March. Actually, there's a sister event a week from today on March 25th at 4 p.m. Eastern, the PhoneWord Forum. And then April 8th and April 15th, I believe it is, there will be the April PhoneWord Workshops events. So stay tuned. You can go to phonewordworkshops.com and follow along as the topics are announced and as developments occur. So thank you for your interest, and I look forward to you joining us in the future. Goodbye.